Everyone out there been good or what? No! Everyone out there been evil? Yeah! You better not pout. Here we go. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. You're all gonna die. Skeletor is coming to town. Don't care if you're straight. Don't care if you're gay. This is your fate. You're all gonna pay. Skeletor is coming to town. I'm evil when I'm sleeping. I'm evil when I wake. I don't care if you're bad or good. One wave of my staff and you'll bake. Ooh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. You're all gonna die. Skeletor is coming to town. Oy vey. Yes.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas. Now, if you're not afraid of something a little out of the ordinary,
vampires, werewolves, ghouls, ghosts, mummies that come back to life after 3,000 years, the magic moments of terror.
So I'm supposed to take the Christmas ball and hit it with the Christmas paddle. Do I do the... Oh, come on now. This is the Christmas ball, right? But am I supposed to hit it with the Christmas gator or the Christmas giraffe? Because there's two... Hey, Sally the Zombie Cheerleader here, and welcome to Sally's Spectacular Special Thing. Well, Happy Merry or something like that. Anyway, I'm here to spread a little seasonal cheer. It's December and time to celebrate the beginning of the end of this year. And don't forget all the little holidays in between. December is the time to celebrate Krampus Night, Festivus, National Llama Day, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Boxing Day, Solstice, or Christmas. Whatever it is you celebrate and enjoy. Sally loves her fleshies no matter what they observe or don't. Look, I know this is the time of the year to do a holiday special. Maybe show a movie or a few clips, and that's great. But I want to focus on the weird, the strange, and the slightly scary Christmas traditions this time. Did you know Christmas is really a hodgepodge of pagan, Roman, German, Viking, and so on traditions?
Wow.
Right? And this mix of different cultures and traditions makes Christmas, well, weird. So I will try to throw in a few terrifyingly weird facts about Christmas while showing you some fun retro holiday treats. Now, while you go chewing a Yule log or stuff a cat in a box, more on that later. Gotta get it. Anyway, let me get to this. Yeah, I've gotta go find my cat to stuff in my, but, well, you know, to put the cat in the box. And, you know. Anyway, go back. Yeah, I'll come back later and I'll tell you some more stuff. Don't worry about it.
The mission for 2002, make the holidays soar with a motorized airplane defying gravity and ready to rendezvous with a classic truck. Only $19.99 at Hess stations, Energizer batteries included.
We're flying this year, the Hess truck's here.
Happy holidays from Hess.
Tonight, He's the lowest, the meanest, the nastiest Grinch this side of Whoville, and he's out to ruin Christmas. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Then it's all the joy and cheer.
Come on!
Relive the magical memories.
Ho, ho, ho.
A Christmas Story. It all begins at 8 Eastern tonight on TBS.
Why just give a gift when you can give your heart? Why just decorate when you can deck the halls? Cool Whip has 2 grams of fat. 2 merry little grams. So why live a little when you can live a lot? Why just make dessert when you can make magic with Cool Whip topping off a Mrs. Smith's pie?
Heath Cummings, if there's something you want, better start running. Get on a train, hop on a bus. It's holiday jubilation at Toys R Us. For Universal and Imagine Pictures release of A Grinch. It's a game, it's a cinch. 3 lucky who's will win Dodge Caravans. Imagine the shouts, imagine the hollers. One another who wins $1 million cream dollars. Grab the game piece from your paper Thursday or Sunday. Go to Toys R Us. Oh, what a fun day. But hurry now, scurry now. It could all be gone by Monday.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the ship, not a sensor was flashing, not even a blip. When there was a huge crash to the bridge I then ran, and thereupon St. Nicholas with joystick in hand. With Atari's Miss Pac-Man he gobbled and scored, then on to Jungle Hunt he played till he roared. From out of his sack he pulled dozens of games, all the great ones from Atari, our favorite names. Before I could thank him, he beamed out of sight. With a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
No! Oh! Hey, you're back! No! Oh! Come on! Why does this never work? Look, do you remember this? Come on, it's the cat in the box. I've been trying to figure this out for years. After all, this is the season for the cat in the box. I mean, they have their own record, and it's a cat, and it's in a box. I mean, it must have been a really big thing back in the day. Thousands of cats in their own boxes celebrating with fleshies, yet I can never seem to keep my own cat in my own box. I mean, I guess I'll never know the true meaning of... What? No! Don't tell me that cats and boxes don't mix. Then why do they have their own record? Be quiet! I know the cat in the box is festive, and I'll go watch this while I find my cat. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the shop a creature was stirring, and he just wouldn't stop. On chocolate, on strawberry, on vanilla frosted too, go the colors of Christmas made fresh just for you. Red sprinkles, green sprinkles, a face we all know. Canes made of candy, men made of snow. So fill up your sack with your favorite delight.
And to all a Merry Christmas in each hasty bite.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke
and keep it company. That's the song I sing. I'd like to teach the world what the world wants today. Coca-Cola. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. That's the song I sing.
Holidays were made for Michelob. Holidays were made for special friends.
What better beer than Michelob for the holiday season? Special enough to make the right impression, friendly enough to show you care. No wonder Michelob has become a holiday tradition.
Holidays were made for Michelob.
Tonight, the only network for you is celebrating Christmas with Jim Henson's one and only Muppets. And this Christmas on Nickelodeon, they've come with a tale called The Christmas Toy. So step into the playroom when no one's looking and see what really goes on.
It's Christmas Eve!
But Christmas Eve isn't easy when your last year's toy...
Nobody is taking my place.
What'll happen when it's time to open the presents? Find out by watching The Christmas Toy tonight at 7, 6 Central, only on Nickelodeon.
Did you know Washington Irving reinvented Christmas? Well, he did. It wasn't until the 19th century that American fleshies began to actually embrace Christmas. It was changed from a crazy carnival holiday into a family-centered day of peace and nostalgia. What a shame, but it was true. In the Middle Ages, Christmas celebrations were rowdy, loud, and wild. Well, a lot like today's Mardi Gras parties. Anyway, but what was it about the 1800s that piqued American fleshy interest in the holiday? Well, in the early 19th century, it was a period of class conflict and turmoil. During this time, unemployment was high and gang rioting by the disenchanted classes often occurred during the Christmas season. In fact, in 1828, the New York City Council instituted the city's first police force in response to a Christmas riot. Yes, it's true. The New York City Police was created to control rowdy merrymakers. So it was believed American fleshies had to change the way Christmas was celebrated, well, you know, so they wouldn't get so crazy around the holidays. Anyway, 1819, Washington Irving wrote the Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crown, Gentleman, a series of stories about the celebration of Christmas in an English manor house. The sketches feature a squire who invited the fleshy peasants into his home for the holiday, and the two groups mingled happily. Irving thought Christmas should be a peaceful, warm-hearted holiday, bringing groups together across the lines of wealth or social status. Well, I like the whole bringing all the fleshies together thing, but can we get back to the wild Christmas parties? Because that's, you know, cooler than warm-hearted blah blah. Oh hey, and Rudolph, the most famous reindeer of all, was the product of Robert L. May's imagination in 1939. The copywriter wrote a poem about the reindeer to help lure customers into the Montgomery Ward department store. Oh, by the way, and if you watched my Thanksgiving special, you already know that Jingle Bells was written for Thanksgiving, not Christmas. Did you know fleshies in Japan traditionally eat at KFC for Christmas dinner? No, really! Although the percentage of Christian fleshies in Japan is close to zero, every Christmas, little and grown-up fleshies head to the closest KFC to enjoy some fried chicken. Well, it's the closest food to a turkey that you can get in Japan. Anyway, thanks to a successful Kentucky for Christmas marketing campaign in 1947, first aimed at foreigner fleshies, KFC offered a Christmas dinner that contained chicken and wine, a meal that, well, remotely resembled the food expats and tourists had at home. After a huge success, Kentucky Fried Chicken started promoting this offer every year until the fast food chain became associated with the holiday season in Japan. Okay, fleshies, do you want to win an old argument? The next time some fleshie tells you not to say Xmas because it's wrong, because it X's out, whatever, you tell them to go back to school and learn some smart stuff. The X in Xmas is a common abbreviation of the word Christmas. In the Greek alphabet, the letter X, chi, I think I pronounced that right, is the first letter of the Greek word for Christ or Christos or whatever you call it. So, happy Xmas it up in pride. Oh, and if you want to win another argument, most likely look like this. Oh, this is great. I finally did it. I got my cat, and he's in the box. Oh my goodness, I never thought this would happen. No, come back. No, why doesn't this work? Why can't, oh hey, you're back. I found another cat, but I lost him. Anyway, do you feel the weirdness of the season building? No? Well, I guess I need to try a little harder. Anyway, I worked real hard to make my old zombie lair Xmas friendly. I mean, look at this. I got all my decorations. I got my cat in the box. Well, I don't really have... What? No, I'm working on the cat in the box. Anyway, I got this thing on my head, and I got my little dancing guys. I don't know if you can see them down there. They're kind of doing this. It's not very bright down here. And I got my thing around my neck, and I got guys hanging over here, and Todd's looking festive. Anyway, while I go find my kitty, you go check out the next few clips and fun facts. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, the first artificial Christmas tree wasn't a tree at all. It was created out of goose feathers that were dyed green. The first artificial Christmas trees were invented in Germany in the 19th century due to deforestation. Did you know Iceland has 13 Santas and an old lady who kidnaps young fleshies? They sure do. Christmas in Iceland is a colorful fusion of religion, fairy tales, and folklore. Instead of one Santa, the young fleshies are visited by 13 Yule lads that either reward little fleshies for good behavior or punish them if they were naughty. The holiday period starts 13 days before Christmas, and each day, one of the 13 Yule lads comes to the houses and fills the shoes that little fleshies leave under the Christmas tree with either with sweets and small gifts or rotting potatoes, depending on how the little fleshie behaved on the preceding day. The mother of Yule lads, half troll, half beast, a horrifying old woman called Grilla, kidnaps naughty young fleshies and boils them in her cauldron. Anyway, rotting potatoes and boiling little fleshies. I think I like Iceland. Oh, and speaking of horrible, hey, we all know that Santa can tell if you've been naughty or nice, and brings presents to all the nice little fleshies. But what about those naughty little fleshies? Well, in Germany, bad little fleshies are taken care of by the Krampus. This monstrous half-goat, half-demon creature is said to kidnap all the terrible fleshies and take them back to his lair to eat. Hey, let's go. So mark your calendar. December 6th is Krampus night. So watch out. Hey, you know, I hear there are an awful lot of bad fleshies in America, so maybe I can slap me a couple horns on my head and go enjoy a few rotten fleshies. I was just kidding. In Eastern Europe, one of the stories told the little fleshies is about Frau Perchta, or the Christmas witch. She has two faces, a nice face that she shows to nice fleshies, and a scary face she shows to, well, bad fleshies. She comes into homes on the 12th night of Christmas and leaves a piece of silver in the shoes of nice fleshies. But for the bad fleshies, she slits open their bellies, takes out their organs, and replaces them with pebbles and straw. I wonder what she does with the... Anyway, as if fleshies don't have enough trouble sleeping on Christmas Eve. Hey, I like this Frau Perchta. Well, you gotta love them German fleshies. We almost forgot the Belsnickel. The Belsnickel was a masked gift giver and is apparently the first Christmas tradition that distinguished between good and bad little fleshies. The Belsnickel would grab naughty little fleshies out of their beds and make them dance or sing to redeem themselves. If they didn't impress the Belsnickel, they'd never go home. Well, the Germans can't get enough of those creepy characters. Knecht Ruprecht is a kind of counterpart to Santa. He wears a dark robe, has a long dark beard, and carries a bag of ashes, switches, treats, and a long staff, giving the treats to nice little fleshies while giving the naughty ones switches and ash. Well, that sounds kind of mean, but, you know, I like the whole cauldron boiling. No, I don't know what's worse, you know, losing the cat once I get the cat into the box, or, you know, they won't come out of the box when you put them in a box. Hey, Sally the Zombie Cheerleader here. Wow, it sure is getting dark on the Xmas front, isn't it? Well, I know most fleshies think of eggnog, Christmas lights, chocolate chip cookies, but for most of the world, it just isn't so. Remember, Christmas is made up of all kinds of traditions and folklore, making it one of the weirdest and strangest holidays fleshies celebrate. Don't believe me? Well, just look at the flying reindeer, the fat man squeezing down chimneys, and fruitcake. Sorry about that. Anyway, you go back to this while I, you know, convince my cat to come out of the box because he's just not coming out of the box. Well, there is actually a cat in a box. He just likes the box. I think this is the only cat that likes my box. This is great. Well, if you thought werewolves were just for Halloween, guess again. It was believed in Europe that if you were born on Christmas Day, you were much more likely to become a werewolf. That's right. This idea probably dates back to pagan times, where it was believed that monsters came out more often around the winter solstice. Oh yeah, I like me some werewolves. Nothing says Christmas like goblins, at least to the Greeks. The Calacanzaroi are small goblins who live underground all year, but come out during the 12 days of Christmas to mess with fleshies, spoil food, and pee-pee in flower beds. Greek fleshies will use black-handled knives, the lower jaw of a pig, or a tangled string hung over the doorway to ward off the little monsters. And much like the werewolf superstition, if a fleshie is born on Christmas Day, they are thought to be at risk of turning into a Calacanzaroi themselves. Yay, more monsters! In Portugal, the Christmas morning feast is called Consoda. It's much like Christmas meals elsewhere in the world, but there's one key difference. The Portuguese set places for alminhas e penar, or souls of the dead. That's right, they eat their Christmas meal with ghosts. Hans Trapp was said to be a rich, cruel fleshie who lived in the Alsace region of France. He worshipped the devil and would do anything to become more rich and powerful. He was eventually excommunicated and had to live in the forest. He became a cannibal and would go out on Christmas dressed as a scarecrow. Hey, trying to kidnap and eat bad little fleshies. Hey, if I do that. Anyway, to this day, little fleshies in Alsace and Lorraine still fear him. I always have respect for a cannibal. Hey, I didn't say that. So, everyone knows what to do when you find yourself under the mistletoe with another fleshie. You eat or you kiss them. But as if the idea of the creepy fleshie at the party waiting under the mistletoe all night isn't bad enough, the origin of the word mistletoe actually means poo on a stick. That's right, poo on a stick. So, fleshies can kiss under poo-poo, and zombies are the ones that are supposed to be gross? Huh. You know what? I think I've really given up on the whole cat in a box thing. Yeah. I can't seem to keep them inside, or when they're inside, they don't want to. How you doing? They don't want to come out of the box. You come in. No, but hey, look, I still have all my decorations, right? This isn't so bad. And you know what? The campier the decoration, the more Sally likes it. Anyway, why don't you go back to my next clip? I think I have a few more icky, fleshy Xmas traditions for you. I just have to remember where I put them. Look, here. Can you? Yeah, look. Cat in a box. Cat in a box. Oh, no! He finally ran out of my box. Just only took 3 takes.
I'd like to buy the world a home, furnish it with love, grow apple trees, honey bees, and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a coat and keep it company. That's the song I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get everybody's Christmas gift at the same place? Maybe you can. I'll let you in on a little secret. The Holiday Gift Center at Blockbuster. After all, everybody has a favorite movie. And who has more favorites than Blockbuster? Besides having more movies to rent, they also have more movies to give. Oh, plus they have all kinds of video games for the kids. So take care of everybody on your list. Make it a Blockbuster holiday.
Dashing for the plane, trying to make the flight. Come on! Mom and Dad just made a tiny oversight. As they hurry home, 2 robbers plan a heist. But little do they know, he's got his home turf iced. Home alone, trick them every way. Oh, what fun it is to see 2 burglars get flambéed. Home Alone.
From John Hughes, directed by Chris Columbus, rated PG. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Come on, everyone, it's time. Hello, I'm Orville Redenbacher. This is my favorite time of the year, when we Redenbachers get together to share the best of the season. Of course, we pop up plenty of my light and fluffy gourmet popping corn and my gourmet microwave popping corn.
Ready?
You'll say they're the season's best, or I'm not.
Redenbacher.
Great grandpa to you. May your holiday be the best there is.
We're Beatrice. One of the most disturbing traditions is the one that scores of fleshies participate in. When you really think about it, every year there are long lines at malls all over the world for fleshies to get the chance to sit on Santa's lap and tell him what they want for Christmas. Some adult fleshies might do the same thing to get a laugh, but all those mall Santas are just guys in a costume, and all those fleshies are sitting on a stranger's lap. Probably the newest tradition on this list, Elf on the Shelf, is based on a little fleshies book published in 2005. This small elf doll appears in different places in the house, spying on events and making sure children are good. Ooh, creepy. The elf never moves if the children are watching it, and if it's ever touched, its magic will disappear forever. For many, this is a fun new Christmas delight, but you can't deny there's something really creepy about the elf's motionless eyes staring at you from all over the house. And it's an elf on a shelf. So, how many fleshies made or continue to make gingerbread houses in December? Well, guess what? Gingerbread has been a Christmas tradition for centuries, but the building of gingerbread houses started becoming popular right around the time that the Brothers Grimm published the story about Hansel and Gretel. People would build gingerbread houses just like the house in the story, except that house belonged to a witch that ate little fleshies. Hey, spare me the gingerbread houses, will ya? And send me the little fleshies. I just want to hug them. In Gävle, Sweden, every Christmas, town authorities erect a giant straw statue of a goat. It all started in 1966 when the local government wanted to create a fun new Christmas tradition. The only problem was they picked an extremely flammable building material, straw and large. So now there's another Christmas tradition in Gävle. People trying to burn down the goat. They don't succeed every time, but for 35 of the last 50 years, the people of Gävle have celebrated Christmas with a gigantic flaming goat. Sounds like a drink. Every year, villagers in the small Swedish town of Gävle build a 40-foot straw goat as part of the Yuletime tradition. But pretty much every year since the tradition began in 1966, locals have succeeded in destroying it, either by burning it down, hitting it by cars, or almost stealing it with a helicopter. My kind of town. Nativity scenes seem like a pretty standard Christmas tradition, but in Catalonia, they're a little bit different. Specifically, they feature a character called the Caganer. There's no good way to put this, but Caganer means defecator. And in the nativity scene, they're squatting with their pants down with a pile of poop on the ground beneath them. Seriously, poop? Well, there it is. Tio de Nadal roughly means Christmas log. Well, that sounds innocent enough, but in Barcelona, it's not until you find out what it does. You see, Barcelona families feed the log over the weeks before Christmas, before placing it in front of the fireplace and bashing it with a stick, commanding it to poop out presents and not to poop out a stinky heron. I really need to go to Iceland one day. Well, just to make Iceland a little bit more frightening, Grilla and the Yule lads also have a cat, known as Jólaköttur, or the Yule cat. It sounds friendly enough, but this monstrous cat is said to devour anyone who doesn't receive an article of clothing for Christmas. Sounds like socks aren't such a bad present if you lived in Iceland, eh? Children who don't receive new clothes by Christmas Eve will be devoured by a mythical monster from Icelandic folklore known as the Yule cat. Well, what is the Yule cat, you ask? It is a large and angry feline rumored to lurk in the snow. The strange tradition comes from farmers who used the myth as an incentive for workers to finish processing the autumn wool before Christmas. The ones who took part in the work would be rewarded with new clothes, but those who did not would get nothing and thus would be preyed upon by this monstrous cat. Here, kitty kitty. I knew it! I knew it! Now I know why there was a cat in a box. It's to keep them from eating fleshies. Don't be quiet. No wonder I love cats so much. They eat fleshies too. Isn't that incredible? This is the best Xmas ever. I knew if I tried long enough, I'd figure out the whole cat in a box thing. But wait a minute. Now I have to make a deal with my cats. They're only allowed to eat fleshies and not Sally. Oh, well, no. I think I need to talk to a few cats. While I go herd a few cats, go enjoy this. Be quiet. I'm trying to go find the kitties before the kitties find me. Here, kitty. No, be nice. Gotta work out a deal.
A holiday tradition returns home to TNT.
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
To Jimmy Stewart, it's the performance of his career. To us, it's one of our favorite movies. It's a Wonderful Life. Tuesday on TNT.
Great party, Lucy. Chex Party Mix sure tastes great. Yeah, but it sure goes fast. No problem. More Chex Party Mix! Now we need is some great party music. No problem. Party music! Well, at least the food's great. Chex Party Mix. Tastes great. Goes fast.
What do you want for Christmas?
I want a bicycle, a triceratops, a talk show. I want a younger brother.
I want a Big Bacon Classic from Wendy's. Biggie fries, an ice-cold drink to go with it, and a skateboard.
You better watch out. You better be good.
Can I take something out for you?
You better not live in the neighborhood, because the Griswolds are spending Christmas at home.
We didn't come to impose.
Oh, hell, there's plenty of room.
Can I refill your eggnog for you? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere, leave you for dead?
Chevy Chase.
Everybody come out quick, look at the lights.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Starts Friday, December 1st at a theater near you.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all year through.
Christmas, when everyone comes home.
I'll be seeing you, your smiling face this holiday.
Share every glorious instant in Glorious Instant Pictures by Kodak.
Share love and joy this special way.
This Christmas, bring home the gift of a smile, the gift of love, and the gift that lets you share them. A Kodak Colorburst Instant Camera.
When we share these special times, I'll be seeing you.
Give the gift of instant joy.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates there are approximately 15,000 decoration-related emergency room visits each holiday season. Associated British Foods did a study and found the average American consumes 7,000 calories on Christmas Day, over 3 times the U.S. Department of Agriculture's recommended daily intake. Most damage comes from the 2 large meals and nibbling throughout the day. Eat up, fleshies! The more for Sally the Chase, hug! Yeah, that's it, hug! Filmmaker Bob Clark made 2 of the most well-loved Christmas movies in their respective genres. A Christmas Story, you know, you'll shoot your eye out tale of a boy and his quest for an elusive Christmas present, and Black Christmas, which is about a maniac in a sorority house. The guy had a rage, I tell you. Oh, and I recommend watching both films, actually. Did you know Santa Claus has inspired more horror films than famous screen boogeymen Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and Michael Myers? The AV Club found 18 of these Santa Claus-themed films a few years ago, and these don't even count the recent flicks like All Through the House, Secret Santa, or anything Krampus-related. Holy cow! Hey, wait a minute, zombie films! What about the zombie films? They didn't say anything about zombie films. I bet there's more zombie films than Santa films, but maybe, I don't know. Someone do the count on that, please. Oh, and if you are ever bored on a long Christmas Eve or day, try this. Snapdragon. What's Snapdragon? Well, here's how it works. Soak a bowl full of raisins and brandy, set it on fire, and then take turns pulling out handfuls of flaming raisins and swallowing them whole. Better keep a fire extinguisher ready, though. Flaming fleshies. I love it. Okay, last but not least, I think the weirdest fun fact we have for Christmas. Some families in the U.S. hide a pickle in their Christmas tree. That's right, a pickle in their Christmas tree. It's long been believed that the tradition came from Germany, but as far as anyone can tell, well, that's not true. In fact, no one is quite sure where this whole pickle hiding thing started, and it doesn't even exist outside the United States. Well, in the morning, little fleshies search for the pickle, and if the little fleshie finds the pickle, it receives a special gift. I don't know what it is, and why not? Some people think that this tradition did indeed come from Germany. Others think it came from a department store, like Woolworths, who had lots of German ornaments and must have had too many of them. Anyway, it's most likely that an ornament salesman that just happened to work for Woolworth had a lot of spare pickles to sell and invented the legend of the Christmas pickle. How is it that nearly every fleshy tradition either starts with someone hiding something or someone selling something? I just don't understand. You have that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Salesman and then hiding a pickle. I mean, what do they do with the pickle when they find it? I wouldn't eat. Hey, Sally the Zombie Cheerleader here. Well, wasn't that just special? Is your fleshy head full of knowledge, or are you just a little bit sick?
Oh, brother.
Well, frankly, I hope you ate lots of food, so you are sleepy, and that makes it easier for me to sneak up on you and hug you. Anyway, from cats to Krampus and all the other poo in between, this is Sally the Zombie Cheerleader saying, Happy Xmas and a really poop, really poop? Happy Merry Poo. What is it with the poo? And they got pickles, and then there's, you know, the whole Rudolph and the nose. I don't know. Happy Merry.
This is Zombells on the Shelf wishing you a scary Christmas and a frightening New Year. Oh, and don't forget to watch the Zombie Cheerleader.